Shalom and welcome to this edition of It's All About the Aliyah. I'm excited to bring you a profile on the country of Georgia today. The country of Georgia is on the border or the eastern shore of the Black Sea. It shares a northern border with Russia, and to its south we find Turkey, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. Georgia spent about 70 years as part of the Soviet Union, but then regained its independence in 1991. And from that time and until today, the Jewish people are free to go to Israel from Georgia, but they need our help. Here to talk about this and our representative in Georgia is Givi Kutella. Givi, welcome. Welcome to the program.
Hello, Mr. Gary. This is a pleasure for me to be a part of this program, and I'm ready to share about Georgia, about our Aliyah, and answer all the questions you will ask to us.
Well, that's great. You know, Givi, it's so great to have you on. I've been watching your videos over the years, watching your work. I visited Georgia once in 2003, and it's a wonderful country, but it suffered from poverty at the time. I've heard that the economy is a bit better today, but the people that you work with are still in need of great help because of poverty. But before we get into their stories, I'd like to hear yours and have you introduce yourself to our audience. Givi, how did you get involved in the Aliyah?
Yes, you are so true. Georgia was completely different until 2003. And in 2003, we had Rose Revolution, and when government changed, many things has changed also. Step by step, country became stronger by its economy. Our military also got stronger, and the infrastructure has changed, and the cities were developing and still developing step by step. The Georgia is a beautiful country, but it's getting more beautiful after all this. So, as you mentioned, I'm Givi Kutella. I'm completely Georgian, and I came in Ezra in 2014, in the beginning of 2014. Until that time, I was working for 3 years in the finance ministry of Georgia at Revenue Service, and same time I was engaged in some church work, youth camp work, some administrative work, and I met the representatives in 2014, and I had conversation with them, and I shared my heart. And after this, it happened like that. I came in Ezra, and I'm still representative of this organization in Georgia. That was my first steps in Aliyah. I knew completely nothing before. Just I had my Jewish friends, good friends, who are already in Israel now, and this was my communication with Jewish people. Just my friends, two brothers. So that was all what I knew. But my knowledge about Israel became better and better, deeper and deeper, and it touched my heart. And I have heard many also from church, from ministries, from preaching, and Israel became like my part. I think we are doing quite a good work in Georgia, and the Georgia itself is like unique platform, I think, to work with Jewish nation, because we are so friendly nations, and Georgians and Jews has as people say and mention, 26th century of relationship, and this sounds so great, unbelievable numbers, but in real, we really have good relationship with those nations.
That's exciting. And you mentioned something there that I think is so important. You mentioned your heart. I think that's all it takes for God to use a person, and you have that heart. It comes through in everything that you do. I believe that that's why, because you have the heart after God, He's given you a heart after helping His people because it's so important to Him. And it's such a vital work. And I just want to thank you on behalf of all of the Ezra International team for the work you're doing in Georgia. We've witnessed it over the years and are so very, very grateful for the work that you do. We mentioned we're going to show a video, and I'm going to do that right now. This give our audience a really good picture of the conditions on the ground in Georgia and the work that you do. Let's watch that now. Okay, Givi, that was quite remarkable. You were talking in that video about being only 5 kilometers from the Russian occupied areas. That's something that you have had to deal with in Georgia as well as other countries have, and most recently Ukraine, these invasions from Russia. How does that affect your work, and what's it like working under those conditions?
Uh, the that was really interesting story. When we knew about that family, I really decided to visit them and to see their being and how they lived. And this is a little fiery when you are getting close to that border, and this invasion day by day is coming forward and forward on our territory. This is a moving border, and Russian military is getting closer to the main road. And this region is the central region of Georgia, and people really struggle to live there because in every moment there is chance to be hot points of war again, and some attempts to shoot from their territory to our territory, and bullets and etc. So we visited the family and we had a really good time with them. We hear the interesting story from them, and this one family, I want to say that they express the other part of our work in Georgia. not all our territory is occupied, but there are poor regions, and there are people living so poor. They lack money. They are working all the day so hard to earn to have some food. They live for surviving. If I can say brief, and that makes sense for us. We are trying to reach those families, to visit them, to give them advice, to see their documents, what they need, what they don't. So this is a part of our work.
Yeah.
You asked me about
Go ahead.
struggles, what those family have, and what we are facing also in our work. We are right now, because of this war in Ukraine and invasion from Russia, our work got a little hard, little difficult, because we, except of Georgian Jewish families, we are receiving right now the refugees from Ukraine, and we have to meet these families, we have to lodge them, we have to help for food, for their document, legal paperwork. So it takes a long time, and we try our best to stand for these people and to help them to get into Israel.
That is interesting. I'm glad you brought that up. I know that we're doing our best to move refugees from Ukraine. They're going out of Poland and Moldova, and now you just mentioned here in Georgia, you're helping them. That adds to the challenges that you have. It's obvious that that there's a great need there. They're coming out of the Ukraine with nothing. You're working with people like in this video, who this gentleman's making 20 cents American money, 20 cents a month pension. So obviously, the funds are needed. Great funds are needed for you to be able to help these individuals, not only Georgian Jews, but even the refugees from Ukraine.
Yes, Georgian, mostly in Georgia, people live on a poor level. We have two kind of people: the richest part and the poorest part. There is no middle section. So those people are really poor. You saw in a video that he's former soldier, and like he's earning least amount he can have from government. So sad. Concerning to the Ukrainian families, the situation is, I can say, the worst, because they leave all their home or cars, their incomes, their work, and they run out from the territory. And mostly in Georgia, Ukrainians are coming from occupied or Russian military controlled territories. This is like the eastern Ukraine, and they go through Russia and coming to our border and entering in Georgia. And this is the biggest stress, what I see in their eyes, what I see in their life. They are coming with elder people. The families are coming with elder people, some disabled people to move. They are coming with little kids, and these children are struggling on this trip because it takes like 2-3 days to reach our country. And I'm reminding now one story. Young couple with a 4-year-old kid, and this boy was so stressed that when he sat in my car, he asked parents, is that our roof? Is that our home? He even could not understand that he was in a car, and we had to reach a hotel place, and they would be lodged there. So this is an example how they struggle. They are gone through, it's called like filter camps where Russian soldiers are questioning them and laugh on them, and they are checking their phones, whom they are texting, what they are watching in their phones. And after some long hours of torture, I can freely say that this is torture for those families. They let them to come to our border, and then they are a little free, and we meet here, and we take care for them, and we try to help them in every their need, and help to become part of Aliyah.
Oh my goodness! I'm so glad you're sharing this, Givi, because I personally wasn't aware that the amount of refugees you were receiving in Georgia. As I said, I knew we were working through Moldova and Romania and Poland, but you're describing another humanitarian crisis as Jewish people work their way through Georgia to try to escape these horrific conditions. So. I just want to appeal to our audience for a moment. We need your financial assistance. We need to be able to continue to help these refugees that are leaving Ukraine, as well, obviously, as the Georgian Jewish population, because we just saw in that video of their impoverished conditions, and I imagine you see this on a daily basis. Givi, what we'll do here, we're going to take another break, and then maybe when we come back, I'd like to hear maybe more of your stories of how you're helping the local population there in Georgia. God bless you. You're doing an incredible work. But we'll hear more about it when we come back. We'll be right back. I imagine most of you have heard of Oscar Schindler or Corrie ten Boom. But what if I told you there was a man who rescued over 100,000 Jewish people from poverty, anti-Semitism, and even more? Would you know his name? Probably not. And he wanted it that way. Coming soon to Ezra International's TV network and Israel TV network, Honor Deferred, the story of the most accomplished man that you never heard of. The return of the Jewish people back to the land of Israel is spoken about more than any other prophetic event in all of Scripture. This is the story of how one man partnered with God in this end-time work. And because he did, he rescued Jewish people from all over the world and returned them to Israel. Coming this fall to Ezra International's TV network and Israel TV network, Honor Deferred. All right, welcome back. Givi, we would love to hear your story. I mean, I could listen to your stories all day long, but why don't you share with our audience a little bit more about the challenges that you have and the work that you're doing there in Georgia with not only the Georgians but with the Ukrainian refugees.
Yeah, for sure. This process is starting from zero, and most part is built up by Ezra in Georgia for the Jewish families. And I mean, we are concentrated on legal papers, documents, and covering those expenses. Without this documentation, no family is able to leave Georgia and enter Israel. As the family is getting visa from embassy, they are in communication with us, and we are starting this process from here. Before they reach embassy, we are giving them advice, consultation, and we see their documents, and we are offering and telling them which way to go and which documents are useful and necessary. And as they get visa, then we start our financial work. That is, they are changing these documents, renewing, notary certifying. There is some legalization for those papers and translating into English or Russian. And when the family has all those documents together, then they are bought tickets from other organizations and they fly back in Israel. So this process, what I'm describing now in brief, it's way long because there can be some problems caused while renewing these documents, and it needs extra finances. And the last this year, I mean, from January, the official prices from government is set higher now. For example, if you paid for one document legalization like 20 USD, it became now almost 30 USD. Half of it is added above. So out of document work, we also transport families to airport. When we visit, we take some food for them also, and this is interesting, long term, and like fruitful work with those families. And the happiest parts in that is when we see that they are outcoming from their poor being and they have hope where they go, and Israel is really big hope for them. So this is a process we are involved for Georgia and for refugee Jews also who are entering on our country.
That is so important. I mean, you're taking people, and I've heard this story over and over with all of our representatives, that were people who are totally desperate, have nothing in many of these cases, and you're giving them new hope. They actually have hope to go to start a new life and a new with new hope in Israel, and that's what it's really all about. I'm so excited once again to finally get to talk to you, because I've witnessed your work through your stories and through your videos over the years, and you helped one man that I found. This was a fascinating story, that he had helped his family go first, and then he finally went. Can you share a little bit about that story in the time that we have left?
Yes, that man was so kind man, full of joy, and I have never met such a man in our work who helped not only his family to go before him, he helped all his relatives who had Jewish roots until fourth generation, and he was literally forcing them to go in Israel, but unreasonably he was staying in Georgia, and he was not thinking to go back to Israel because he had some little business here and he was living by his own here. So the last times when pandemic hit on this world and the situations were changing and economy was getting worse, he thought also about Israel, and like he called us, he shared his story, and he was asking for help now to give consultation for documents, what to do, how to do, and because time has passed after that, he helped his family members and relatives, and many things were changing, and he called us for help, and for sure we start work for his need, and we helped them helped him like to recover all his documents, to get visa from embassy, and finally we transported him into airport. I remember that was a big rainy day, but we could reach airport that day, and you can see also in a video of his story that he's so happy that he's stepping on Israeli land, and he's reunited with his family members and relatives, and that was a big blessing for him from Ezra.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful story. I mean, he helped his entire family and an extended family make it to Israel before he left, and he finally got to do that. It's exciting, and all of your work is exciting to me. Givi, you really are an example to us all. I appreciate you. I do believe that God has given you the heart to do this work, and you're doing it with all your heart and with all your might. And we thank you. I hope our audience now has grown to love you the way that we do. And we appreciate you. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you also for inviting, and thank you for your time that you are sharing this story from Georgia, hearing those stories and those family needs. I can briefly say that the people who are sharing their stories, this is a small part what we can see happening in Georgia, because not everybody is opening their heart, and some of them are shy, some of them don't want just to be heard their stories, but they are so interesting. And the main reasons people are leaving Georgia and making Aliyah is like the poor being, maybe health issues, and they know that in Israel the medicine level is higher than in Georgia, and they can have good recovery then, and surgeries and healing process. And they know, those families know also that they are overcoming the poor being, and they have better life in Georgia. Their children, the young families are living for their little children from Georgia to Israel. They know that they can gift them the brighter future, and the children can get high education and have their own work and their jobs. And they feel also from here that Israel is taking care for its children on every part of the earth, and that makes sense for us too, because we know it is like that. And we are so happy this family also understand this connection between the country of Israel and its children. So that's all.
Amen. No, well said. Very well said. Thank you, Givi, for all you do. That's exactly what we're trying to accomplish here at Ezra International, and that is to help these Jewish families find a new life, a better life in the land of Israel. And that's where God would have them go. And He will meet them there, and He will meet their needs. We're all out of time. Thank you. God bless you. We'll see you next time.